Hey guys, it's Danny. Welcome to the last episode from our Orchid Care for Beginners series, this year at least. Today we are talking about potting mixes and which one is the perfect potting mix for you. More specifically though, how to navigate this whole potting mix journey and how to know which one will be good for you. If you know me, you know that I always encourage you to adapt everything in your orchid growing to your own conditions. But at the beginning, this can be rather difficult since you really cannot tell without having an orchid what your conditions are like. And the truth is you need to start from somewhere. So today I'm gonna tell you exactly how to start, give you some pointers of what you should look out for, and hopefully put you on the right path to learning from your own experience how you should move on and how to improve this aspect of orchid growing, which is the most important aspect. Potting mixes, repotting, watering, all of that fun stuff, right? Don't worry, I got you covered in today's video. Before we start, of course, today's video together with this entire series is sponsored by rePotme.com, who offers you everything you could possibly need for your orchid. From super awesome potting mixes, I'm not just saying that, I did use them and I really like them, to pots, fertilizers, accessories, they have them all. And not only for orchids, but houseplants as well, such as cacti and succulents. So I'll link you to their website down below. Feel free to check them out at any time. We will reference, just to show you visually what I mean, some of their potting mixes, which I will also link you to down below if you're interested. But of course, if you don't have rePotme available in your country, just take what I'm showing you as a reference and try to apply to the products that you have available in your area. Right, so that said, I think we should start with the beginning. And the beginning is your first orchid. After the flowers are done, it is a very good idea to repot into fresh medium, just so we make sure that the roots are developing correctly and healthy, but also maybe finding a potting mix which will be a little bit easier to work with, depending what your orchid is originally potted in. My advice for beginners is for you to start with a bark type of a mixture. It could be a potting mix made only of bark chips, or you can have some other materials mixed in which are very airy, such as leca or hydroton, depending on the brand, cork pieces, lava rock, pumice. All of these things are very airy, and some of them, due to the structure they have, they might actually retain a little bit more water than bark. Bottom line, I believe that the safest mix a beginner can go for is the most airy mix, because most of the orchids we start off with are epiphytes, and I'll take a guess that most of us start with phalaenopsis. They will do great in a very, very airy mix, and certainly it is much better to treat a little bit of dehydration than it is to treat root rot. So we want things to be very airy. And even if you will not stick to this potting mix, even if it will turn out it's not the greatest for your environment, it is the safest and best baseline to start with, because from here you can see if your orchid needs more frequent watering or it's doing just fine in this type of potting material while still being airy and safe. One thing I would definitely not really start with if you're a complete beginner is sphagnum moss, or mixtures heavy in sphagnum moss. It's not that they're not great, and I personally use a lot of sphagnum moss in my collection, but there is a little bit of a learning curve with sphagnum moss, and it's really easy for early beginners to water way too much their orchid and keep it soggy for a lot of time. So keep your first potting mix as simple as possible. All you want from it is to keep your orchid safe and teach you at the beginning how things work in your environment. Alrighty, after maybe about a year, I would say you will get very acquainted with your orchid and how it behaves throughout the seasons. In 1 year's time, you can see all of the different changes that your home goes through. Now, I'll try to give you some numbers just so you have an idea. So your orchid needs watering every time it's dry. It's not every 7 days, 10 days, 20, or 3. It's whenever it's dry. That will differ from home to home. If your orchid needs watering every 3 days and you feel comfortable with that and you have time, great, you water your orchid every 3 days. If it needs watering every 7 days, and again you're comfortable with that, great, water it every 7 days. But if your orchid stays wet still after 10 days, I would go ahead and think a little bit about the way we water. Maybe not soak the orchid, maybe just run water through the pot, or think about choosing a more airy potting mix. I would say that the safe limit of your orchid staying wet is around 10 days. 10 to 14, let's say, depends on the environment. So you water your orchid today. If in 10 days time it's still wet, then you have to be a little bit careful because your orchid is staying a little bit too long wet and you are a little bit more prone to having some root issues. A trick to know that everything is okay in the pot if you cannot see through the pot, or you're just not sure that you're seeing all of the roots through the pot, is to smell the top of your pot immediately after you water your orchid. If you don't smell anything foul, everything is okay with the roots, but if you feel something very sus, a little bit chemically, let's say, it's not the fertilizer, it's nothing of the sorts, it's roots dying in the potting mix. You need to address it, you need to unpot your orchid and remove those roots. The longer your orchid stays wet, the longer the air pockets are filled with water, the more prone you are to have some suffocation. So at the beginning, we want things airy and drying within 7 to 10 days. That would be ideal. If it's 11 days, okay, it's not really an exact science, but we need to start from somewhere, right? So after a year, you might discover that you are very comfortable with keeping your orchid in the bark potting mix. It doesn't stress you out with having to water very frequently, and generally your orchid is doing great. That is great. At this point, if you feel that way, you really don't need to change that type of potting mix. You have found your perfect potting mix for your environment, orchid, and number of orchids, and also lifestyle. So keep your orchid like that. If you acquire other orchids, use the same potting mix, and again, see how you do with watering all of these orchids, if it's comfortable for you or if it's becoming hassling. Now, if you find that in this year your orchid has been a little bit of a hassle and it made you water a little bit too frequently and you're not comfortable with that, you can start thinking about other types of potting mixes. So in this instance, we can think about a mixture of bark and airy materials and more water-retentive materials such as cocoa husk or sphagnum moss. And as an example, I'm showing you the second potting mix from rePotme. This potting mix is still airy quite a bit, but it has more elements of water retention. And what this will do is maintain the water in the pot available for your orchid for longer. So in some environments, water is more prone to evaporate faster than in other environments. And part of the water goes to the orchid, but part of it just goes in the air. So the orchid might end up getting a little bit too dehydrated if you don't have time to provide fresh water every 3 days, let's say. Which in my opinion is, a little often to be comfortable. It's okay for the orchid. But for me, every 3 days, it's not all that comfortable with the number of orchids that I have. And if you feel the same way, then definitely I would look into upgrading a little bit your potting mix. Now with the new potting mix, a little bit more water retentive, you might discover that you need to water your orchid every 7 days, and that might be a lot more comfortable for you. Every 7 days, I think I can find a little time to water my collection, and especially if you have multiple orchids, that time that you water can become longer and longer. So it's absolutely fine to upgrade to that type of potting mix. Now, scenario number 3. You potted your orchid in bark, but you find that you need to water very often. Let's say in summertime, you would have to water every single day. Yes, there are environments that are so hot and so dry. Our orchids are resilient, but we need to adapt our watering to meet their demands. And watering your orchid every single day can be very stressful. Trust me, I know, because I do live in a very hot environment. If you find your orchid needs watering every day or every 2 days, yeah, that's a little too often, right? It's a little stressful. Consider upgrading to a potting mix that has even more sphagnum moss or water retentive materials. And as an example, I'm showing you the third, I think it's the AAA Gold potting mix from rePotme. That potting mix is still airy. We always need to keep in mind the airiness for our orchids, but it retains a lot of water. And that will mean that yes, a lot of water will just get evaporated. A lot of the water will go towards the orchid, but because you have a water retentive medium, there is a lot of water that is going to be held here for maybe even 5 days or 7 days. So in the end, you can have the same watering regime as somebody living in a very cool environment that uses bark chips only, while you are using an almost full sphagnum moss potting mix. So the goal here is to find that potting mix which allows you to have time for yourself and for the things that you want to do without stressing you out and the orchid. The less stressed you are and the more on point you are with watering, the happier your orchid will be as well. And these things need to be achieved differently depending on our homes, environments, lifestyle, number of orchids, and so on and so forth. Depending on what you discover in your first year of taking care of your orchid, you can even go to mounting orchids. If you feel like you don't have a hard time keeping your orchid hydrated, not even in bark, definitely I would look into mounting orchids. That can be very fun, and it's always nice to see how your orchids would naturally grow if they weren't potted, right? But obviously in an environment which is very dry, very warm, mounted orchids can become quite hassling. If you have issues in a potting mix only of bark, then definitely you'll have issues in a mounted situation. So in that first year, even if bark chips turns out to be pretty awful for you, that is okay. The goal is to start and learn from there. And I think 1 year is the perfect time to allow you to observe your orchid and see how it behaves in the different seasons in your region, if you have seasons. In many cases, it's also much closer to the original potting mix orchids come in. Nurseries do usually tend to use bark chips as a potting mix because it is much more affordable than sphagnum moss. And even though what I just said today will not apply to 100% of you, I do hope that the majority of you did learn something today and feel a little bit more comfortable in taking care of your orchid. Remember, it's okay to fail, it's okay to trial and error, and it's okay to discover that something is just not for you. The point is to just start and just do it, pretty much. Alrighty, so with that said, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much rePotme for sponsoring this video and this entire series. We've been going for 4 years already, hoping for 5, we'll see. If not, well, it's been great, hasn't it? I'll link you to our entire series down below. We have a ton of very informative videos for beginners. And with that said, I wish you all a great new year. See you all next time. And don't forget to subscribe for more videos. That's it. I'll see you all next time. Did I just say I said that? Okay, see you next time. Bye.